ingxaki into ba ke xa utyala umoya uye uvune isitshingitshanzi. Oh. Greetings once again to the esteemed members of the Youth Parliament, the honorable members of this provincial legislature. I heard the chief whip of the ruling party and the chief whip of the legislature and the leader of the opposition and all members in the house. The leadership of SAIC, I heard about the Secretary General, thank you very much, and NEC members, as well as the provincial leadership, the representatives of the NYDA, the guest speaker, virtual, the distinguished guest, the young people of Eastern Cape. Honorable Chair, allow me to begin by thanking each and every one of you who have participated in today's debate. I've listened carefully to your contribution, your hopes, your wishes, as well as your frustrations and concerns. Mandicho into yokokuba amalungu alapha eParliament ebebukele makalumke engathi 2029 ukude. La amalungu eParliament ebendiwabona apha engathi xa nokafikwe agalelwe nathi singasengxakini. Ndinibonile into zakuthi uba umsebenzi wenu niyawazi futhi niyayazi into eniyizele apha anizawudlalanga ngexesha labantu abatsha. Ndikuvile ke Manxasana laa nto ubuyithetha. Ndiyavuma ke Manxasana okokuba ukuba ndibizwa nini yitsho ndize ndihamba phezu kwamanzi. Akusekho ndawo yawucatsha ngoku. Among debaters today, Honorable Chair, we had Miss Nonkazimulo Mdidimba, who was funded by DIDIT with the lab equipment and machinery to manufacture plant-based skincare products from her rural home in Stakespruit in Jogabi. Now SIFDA is in a process to finalize funding for marketing materials and e-commerce website to build her business digital presence. Masimxhaseni usisi Nonkazimulo. Iyabonakalisa into kokuba njengoba silapha sizothi kuthi thina abantu sonke kufikelele nexesha lokokuba singathi urhulumente uzawundenzela ntoni. Sikwazi ukuthi urhulumente ndingabenzela ntoni abantu base-South Africa. So nangu ehlele Stakespruit but ukwazile ukufumana isupport karhulumente. All district offices karhulumente zine-regional offices, especially uDidit. Ukhona iofisi kaDidit phaya eGqeberha, ikhona kuzo zo i-8 i-districts. Kulapho uzawufumana khona inkcazelo ebanzi ngee-grants nee-loans ezifumaneka kwii-entities karhulumente ezifana no-ECDC etc. UDidit ke yena une-grant ekuthiwa ngu-ALRED. Abantu bayanikwa laa grant up to more than 3 million. Yi-grant leya oyinikwayo ongazoyibuyisa ingakumbi xa uza kwenza into efanelekileyo. There are a lot of products ke esinazo apha eprovinsini ozibonayo ziyinxalenye yaloo grant. Noba uhamba apha ngakwandabakazi kulaa interchange ikhona le ndawo ibhra inyama intle pha seyideveloped kakhulu ngoku ine-hospitality ine-conferencing yayiqalwe ngegrant eyayivela kwaDidit. Wherever you go in the province you will see such initiatives. Usifda ke ngoku khona naye kwelinye icala because these are all entities ka-government that come together to support initiatives. The issue into kokuba young people must not only look for jobs. Young people must innovate. Young people must be entrepreneurs. Young people must stand up. I agree with the Keynesian economic theory that government cannot be a bystander. Government must play an active role in economic development. Government must create conducive environment for business to thrive, for investors to invest. I've taken the point which has been raised about liquor board, particularly around licensing. Beke ndaya kumanye amazwe aphesheya ndabuya tu ndingazange ndabona mntu unxilileyo for 2 weeks. Ndiye ngapha eItaly, ndaya ngapha eMalta, ndaya eCyprus, ndaya eGreece in the last few weeks. Ndibuye ndingabonanga mntu onxilileyo. Kodwa utywala bukhona kuze ndawo zonke, bukhona nasehotel njengalapha. But ukubona umuntu onxilileyo esitratweni ohamba esela ibhiya egxadazela, ndibuye ndingambonanga. Ndiyaniva ke abantu batsho ingathi niyabukhomba utywala obuba ingxaki. Into endandinexhala uba during COVID sadibana neembila zithutha. Ngokuthi makuvalwe nje utywala iveki enye, ingqumbo yaba ingqumbo yeminyanya. Saxakana nobomi. I hope you mean it now, that we need really to look at this and regulate. Yes, liquor is playing a huge role in the economy, but at least the abusive posturing on liquor, zizinto ezifuna ukujongwa ezo. Udla ngothi omnye umuntu apha noba kucelebratewa i-birthday yomntana ononyaka oyi-1 ufuka utywala bugcwelise indlu kodwa i-birthday yomntana. Zingxaki ke kufuneka sijongene nazo ezo singabantu. I've taken a point on the issues that have been raised about EPWP model that must be looked at and be linked to skills revolution. It must be linked to skills development. So ingabi into nje yokuxhamla amathuba emisebenzi ethutyana, but those who are there, they must also be accredited elsewhere. Also, on disability, I take the points that since you have raised quite sharply here on disability. Yes, we are doing a lot of work. We are trying our best to support, but we still need to do much more on mainstreaming the challenges of people with disability. I know on social workers, this has been a sore point. Enough, nabanye. It has been a challenge in doing social workers for some time. I know advertise will very soon, probably in the next week or so, which will be hiring quite a sizable number of social workers. I hope some social workers who are out there unemployed will have an opportunity, because all of them, most of them actually, were funded by government, those social workers. So we are looking for all possibilities to create that. Londo ayipheleli nje kuzo sithe zonke i-vacant funded post must be advertised as soon as possible. You remember that we have scrapped what was called the experience at an entry-level post. So 2 years of your internship is an experience enough for you to be employed into a system of government. And we are monitoring that so that all government departments are able to implement that. I must say here, government support set aside, and we agree that some sectors must be made exclusive for South Africans and those who are prepared to accommodate local partners. The countries that are now said to be first world countries or developed countries are countries that are relying more on the medium, small, micro enterprise business. Nobubheka eGermany, nobubheka eFrance, nobuyaphi ufika uboniswe pha ubunganga be small business ngendlela esebenza ngayo. But they allow people with the innovation from elsewhere to come and participate, as long as uzawukwazi uba part and form partnership and localize your initiatives. Namhlanje une-brands eziqhubekayo apha nobuthetha ngo-McDonald's. It's an American brand, but because it allows the local people through the franchise and all that, so that people can participate. So we're looking at that because we don't want you to be only South Africans to end up here. That's the reason why you go to school. You must be able to go to Silicon Valley and participate in the economy of a developed world like US, and you must not be chased away. You must be able to go to Nigeria, you must be able to go to Nairobi and everywhere in our continent and participate on that. But you must be legal. Wherever you go, you must be legal. Similarly here, people who are here must be legal, so that we can know everybody who's here, who does what, where is that person permitted to do Londo Ayenzai. singasuke sihlale sibone imeko esibonayo sitsho sityholane ngalento ye-drugs. Hayi, ii-drugs zize nabantu abavela ngaphandle. Uninzi lwabantu abashishina nge-drugs apha ngabantu balapha eSouth Africa, noba bane-network nee-connections abantu abavela ngaphandle. Part of the problem that we had on northern areas, nobubheke eMitchells Plain and Cape Town and elsewhere, kwi-gangster, it has been always about drugs without any people from outside. So these are real issues that South Africa must confront in whatever discussion that is coming up. The real issue, the economy is not growing. The economy is not creating opportunities. Our young people are panicking. Our unemployment of young people is a time bomb. We all agree about it. And as government, we must do everything possible under the sun to make sure that young people are getting more opportunities to help the country move forward and help the country grow. But most importantly, I've also listened to your determination to build a better future for yourselves and for the generation that will come after you. As I said there listening, I was reminded that Youth Parliament is not merely a program on government calendar. In fact, it is among the truest expression of citizenry-driven participatory democracy in action. The Forum of the Youth Parliament accords young people the time and space to claim their stake in the life of our province. This forum is also about young people who refuse to be spectators in decisions that affect their future. And for that, you deserve our appreciation and our utmost respect. This year, we are celebrating 30 years of our constitutional democracy. We are also commemorating 50 years since the historic uprising of the youth of 1976. That's why today you are here in a platform called the Youth Parliament, simply because of the initiative which was taken by those young people in 1976. Those young people who marched in Soweto and across our country did not have the freedoms that we enjoy today. And many of them paid with their lives, their education, and many other paid with their very futures. Yet they marched because they believed that another South Africa was possible. Today, 50 years later, the responsibility rests with us. The challenges may be different, but the responsibility remains the same. The youth of 1976 fought for political freedom. Your generation must help secure economic freedom, social justice, and human dignity. Honorable Speaker, one of the strongest messages that has emerged from today's debate is that young people want opportunities and support, not handouts. Young people here today have emphatically let it be known that they are seeking out sympathy, but they are not seeking out sympathy, but tangible opportunities. Opportunities to study, to work, to start business, and to own land. Young people are seeking opportunities to participate meaningfully in the economy of our province and our country, and you are correct to demand these opportunities. The Constitution that we are celebrating today speaks not only about political rights, but also about human dignity, equality, and social rights, social economic rights. These rights must have practical meaning in the lives of our people and for our youth. I was quite happy to listen to young people articulating their views on maritime. These countries that we visited, we were visiting them simply because they are the best in the world on the maritime. And we've seen a lot. Without any natural or minerals or natural resources, those countries are excelling on those that particular area of growth. Government, therefore, has a responsibility to continue creating an environment in which young people can thrive. But also, I want to say this to the young people gathered here today. The future economy will belong to those who are prepared for it. The world is changing rapidly. Technology is changing how we do things and how we work. Artificial intelligence is changing industries. Social media, AI. This digital economy is creating entirely a new opportunities. The green economy is expanding, as is the case for our growing oceans economy. Agriculture is becoming increasingly technologically driven, while tourism too is evolving. The question before us, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, is whether we are adequately preparing ourselves to seize these opportunities. The Eastern Cape Province has immense potential. We have some of the most beautiful coastlines in the world, and we are endowed with a fertile and arable agricultural land. I think the speaker from Nelson Mandela was raising the issue about Algoa Bay, and I've heard that from the people of Italy and the people of Greece, that there's nothing that beats what is there in Algoa Bay for bunkering and for all other sectors that you find in the maritime industry. Hence, we have invested in Kucha Deepwater Port so that we are able to use that as an anchor, also as a springboard to really expand on our maritime economy.
You have 5 minutes left, Honorable Premier.
I'm responding. Unfortunately, there were so many speakers here. But as I've said, we are a province with quite strategic areas of economic growth, 3 ports that are there and really underutilized, that we are engaging national, particularly TNPA, about it to make sure that those ports are able to move. I've listened to all of you from all districts. Fortunately, you are speaking here, and I can tell you that the kind of challenges that we're confronting have forced government to relook at the budget and reprioritize our budget over the MTF to ring fence about 100 million once again for youth enterprise through Isikalo. So by end of this year, that money will be available for young people as we move forward so that we support young people as we are doing now. Wherever you go, you will see young people who are benefiting in Isikalo, and many are progressing very well. The second issue has been this issue of gender-based violence. Nobu safety babantu bethu generally base South Africa nalapha Eastern Cape ingakumbi phaya eGqeberha indlela yokubulawa kwabantu ibuhlungu kakhulu. I-gender-based violence ke ithetha ukuthi into eyenziwa ngumuntu omaziyo. It's your next of kin, it's your family, it's your boyfriend, it's your husband, etc., etc. Funeka abantu abatsha bame ngenyawo ukulwa lo mkhuba. I-gender-based violence nokubulala abantwana esuthwini. We need you young men to take up this initiative and volunteer to look after young people who have gone to. Nangamabhuma apha eMdantsane niyawabona. If ningane detachment yabantu abatsha that is able to look and make sure that young people are treated well and young people are coming back safe, sibase bephila, babuye bephila. Njengabantwana abancinci who get pregnant. Akho umntana ukhawulwa umoya ongcwele abangamantombazana. Sayigqibela kuMaria Londo, zange siphinde sive ithethwa ndawo uba yenzeke kuye ngokwangoku benziswa ngabantu. It's either zipeers zabo, ngabantu abadala, relatives zabo, as we've been reported. Let's report all those issues, colleagues, to make sure that we don't allow something like that to perpetuate and go on unabating. Mandiyeke ke mhlali ngaphambile kuba sondilumkisile. Ngelithi the future is beckoning for the building of an inclusive economy. It is also calling upon you to confront this challenge of gender-based violence and to defeat substance abuse and social decay. We have seen the moral decay in our society, but we have all possibilities to introduce the better moral fiber that will be able to make our people to be better and better every day. Let us leave this youth parliament inspired by the sacrifices of those who came before us, determined to build a future worth of sacrifices. To the youth of our province and beyond, the future belongs to you and the responsibility belongs to all of us. Together we can build an Eastern Cape in which every young person has the opportunity to not merely to survive, but to thrive. Nathi ke siyatsho okokuba happy International Pride Month to the queer community. Thank you very much. Enkosi.
Thank you.